Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheila, and if you are new, welcome, and if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. For today's video, I am going to be doing a foundation review or talk about a foundation that I recently got. So I got this foundation at Target, and this is the Maybelline Super Stay 24-Hour Skin Tint Foundation. I'm not gonna lie, I got it because of the 24-hour claim. So I've been running low on my other foundations, and the shades are just not it for me at the moment. They are either too light or too dark, so I was looking for something that was like in the in-between shade. So I got this one, and I liked how it said that it has like vitamin C, so anything that has like skincare in it, I'm all for it. And so this is the shade 120, so they don't have like shade names, they only have numbers, and so I got the shade 120. I will be placing the price down below because I don't remember how much it was, but yeah, I have been using this lately, so I wanted to let you guys know how it's worked and things like that. I don't want this video to be super long, so let's just go ahead and get started with this video. So I went ahead and put my little headband on. If you want to know where I got it from, I got it at CVS like 2 years ago, couponing, and I got it for a really good price. But before I start, I am going to be going in with my SPF because it is hot outside, and the one that I have been loving is this one by Bliss. This is the Block Star Invisible Daily Sunscreen. I talked about this in my skincare video, skincare products that I have been recently using and loving, and this is a mineral SPF that it sits on top of your skin, and I have just been really loving this SPF. So it is a little bit tinted. It looks tinted when you pour it out, but it's really not. It goes on clear, and I have already moisturized my skin and put eye cream and some serum and my just regular moisturizer. And the reason why I love this SPF is just because it's really smooth and it has reacted really well with my skin. I haven't had any breakouts or anything like that. Usually with some SPFs, some do tend to break me out, and not this one. This one has worked really well, and I feel like it works great with all the foundations that I've tried it with. So that is what I'm going to be applying first, because I already got sunburnt on 4th of July, like right around this area, and it wasn't that bad compared to like my shoulders and stuff. My face was not like burnt at all, and I had sprayed some SPF on my body using a different thing, and my skin got red, and yeah, with this on my face, I feel like it did protect my skin. So I've been really loving this, just in case if you want to know how well it works. I'm gonna be using my Real Technique sponge to apply this foundation. I have already cleaned it and it's damp, so I have that ready. I have not tried to use it with a brush just because it's very liquidy and I don't want any streaks. And I don't know, I just haven't, I usually just go in with this sponge, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. But anyway, so this foundation, it does come with a little droplets thing, a squeezy thing, I don't know what you call these, but anyways, I only apply 3 to 4 drops on the back of my hand. So what you do is you want to squeeze it and then let go, and that makes the product go up, so that way you can just squeeze it out. So I do about 3 to 4 pumps. I'm gonna do 1, 2, so that was only 2, so I'm gonna go back in and then do 2 more. And let me tell you guys, this foundation is very like kind of liquidy, runny, as you can see, and it is very glowy, very hydrating. So if you have dry skin, you're gonna love this. But even though it's glowy and hydrating, it still has staying power. Like, it still stays on really well. For 4th of July, I applied this and then a couple of drops of this, and then used my hands to rub it together and applied it, and it was like, I've been doing that lately instead of like doing it separately. I have just been applying it the other way, just because it is so easy to apply when you mix both of these together, because this is so smooth. It's just so easy to apply with your fingers. And so for a quick like on the go look, and you don't want to be cleaning your sponge and stuff, those two items have worked really well. And it has been kind of like my go-to ever since I got this foundation, just applying both of those things together. But today I wanted to show you separately how this foundation works, because it's kind of the same thing. Kind of is, but kind of not the same thing. But yes, as you can see, it is a little bit sheer when you do the first layer, but it does give you some coverage. And I'm not sure if you can see, but it is a little bit glowy. It's like a natural glow, not too much. I have been really loving like glowy foundations just because my skin has been more on the dried side. I used to have really oily skin, and as you can see, I still have acne prone skin because I still have some breakouts. I just got done with my like menstrual cycle or whatever, like I had my period, but I get breakouts even though I don't know why, but I still have breakouts. But as you can see, it does give you like an even I guess skin tone. It doesn't cover up, like if you have really red acne, it doesn't really cover that up. You are going to have to apply concealer. I don't like to apply concealer just because I feel like even though I have breakouts, I just want that even skin tone, so I don't apply concealer to those spots, and I feel like they can look a little bit cakey. But people's skin is different. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some lip balm just because my lips are dry and I don't like the way they feel right now. So I am going to go in for a second layer just because I want to show you how good it builds up. So it has set already. So one of the things about this foundation is that it sets pretty quickly. So it has been set already. So I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more and just do a couple of more dots, just so that you can see how well it builds. And I feel like this shade matches really well. One of the things that I did not like about it is that it doesn't have shade names, it just has numbers. So I usually go by the name of the foundation because usually I'm more of the warmer side than like the pinkish skin tones. And so I was having a really hard time figuring out what shade I needed to get. So I'm just gonna wipe the rest of it because I think I put too much. But as you can see, it is buildable. It doesn't cover like your pimples. It kind of did though, kind of covered a little bit more, but because these breakouts that I have are more like they're still on there, like it's not like just redness. That's why you can see them a lot more. But as you can see, you can build this foundation really well. I'm gonna finish my makeup. So when I bought this foundation, I also bought this e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and the reason why I got this one is because I have dry under eyes, and the issue that I was having with my last concealer, which was the Neutrogena concealer, what is it, I don't know, it kind of looks like the I don't know what you call it, but that one works really well. But once you are at the end of it, like when you're about to finish it, it kind of gets dry. And so I was having issues with it looking dry like underneath my eyes, so that's why I got this one. And let me tell you guys, this is a good I would say medium coverage for like your under eyes. So this is the shade, what shade is this? 380 Light Sand. I wasn't sure what color to get just because these jar bottles make it a little bit more difficult to figure out the shade. And then I feel like at Target, like the lighting makes the color look different. I don't know. So I picked up this shade, and I know it's gonna look a little bit crazy probably on camera, but I promise you guys This color works really well. This concealer kind of reminds me of the L'Oreal one, which I also have, and the reason why I don't wear the L'Oreal one even though it's full coverage is because I got the wrong shade. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I actually like this concealer, and it kind of reminds me of this one, like they kind of have like the same bottle, but that one is the wrong shade. And since I had already tested that one out, I wanted to test this one out. And as you guys can see, this is like full like coverage, medium to full coverage, and I don't have any problem with it creasing. I don't have any problems with it like getting underneath my wrinkles or lines or anything. I don't really have like that many wrinkles, but I do have some concealers that make it look as if I have wrinkles, like when I smile or like laugh, like underneath there. I don't know if you can see I have like the small wrinkles that come up when I smile and laugh. And so some concealers do make it where you can kind of see kind of like, I don't know, like the dryness. And so this one does not do that. So I've been liking it so far, and as you can see, it's like full coverage. So if you're looking for a full coverage concealer, highly recommend that one by e.l.f. I wanted to try an e.l.f. foundation, but decided to try the L'Oreal instead. So hopefully the next one that I will try out is going to be the e.l.f. one. But I usually try to use my foundations, like if I like it, I try to go ahead and use it up and not buy like a whole bunch of things since I am on a budget. So yeah, but so far this combo works really well. As you can see, it blended really well with the foundation, and just this combo has really worked for me, and I really recommend both of those products. So I have been really enjoying this foundation. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be back. Okay, now that I'm done with my makeup, let's talk about the pros and cons of this foundation. So a pro is the staying power. I do feel like it stays on my skin really well, especially with this heat. It has been really hot, like up in the 90s, and we actually had like a heat warning, and this foundation has stayed on really well. I do apply powder once in the morning, and then sometime like throughout the midday, and then I'm good for the rest of the day. The reason why I feel like you don't need to powder if you don't want to with this foundation is because of the way it sets. Like once it sets, I feel like it's on your skin. So I said it just because I just like that extra coverage that powder gives me. But I do feel like you do get medium coverage with this, and then if you want to build it up, it is buildable. So that is another pro with this foundation. I like that it has the vitamin C, even though I don't really feel like it gives my skin any difference as far as like any skincare benefits, but I feel like that is what kind of gives it the little glow or the natural skin like finish. And any like foundation that has skincare, I think it's good. So yeah, that is another pro to this. Also, I was going to talk about the price. I'm not sure if it's a pro or a con, but foundations have, or especially drugstore foundations, have been going up in price recently. So I feel like this is a little bit higher in price than I am normally used to seeing, especially since I coupon. I usually get makeup super cheap, but I haven't had any good coupons for Maybelline recently, so I just went ahead and bought it. But yeah, I'm not sure whether this is like a good price range for this foundation. Like if you're putting it up with higher end foundations, then this is a good price. But if you're kind of used to buying these foundations for a cheaper price, then you might look at the price and be like, oh, this is, you know, it's higher or more than I'm used to paying. But I feel like it's becoming the new normal to pay more for things, and so I feel like it's an okay price, and I am willing to pay that amount for this foundation just because I feel like it works really well. It is good for sensitive skin. I have sensitive skin, and I haven't found that it has broken me out or anything like that. So good for sensitive skin. The only cons that I would, or that I can think of, is the the way that they named or the numbers that they put on these foundations, so they don't have a name, and you have to go according to the number that they have. And I'm so used to just names. Like I'm usually, if it's like light warm or light neutral, I'm usually like a warm tone, so anything that has the word warm, I know that it's probably gonna fit my skin tone a little bit better. So it's really hard to figure out a shade with just a number. So I'm glad that I didn't get the one next to this one, like the next shade down, because that one looked more like my color. As far as the glass bottle goes, it makes it a little bit difficult to find like your shade, but I decided to go with this one just because it looked a little bit more on the warmer side, and the other one looked a little bit more tan. And so I'm glad that I went with this one, and because this one, it seems to be like the perfect shade match for me. And if I would have gotten the other one, it would have been too dark. So you might want to look at the bottle and possibly go a shade down maybe, because the glass bottle and the store lighting makes it a little bit difficult to kind of figure out your shade range. At least for me, it was a little bit difficult without those names. So that is a con for me. But other than that, I like how it has the little droplet. It's not messy. And overall, the staying power is great. The price is great. And I would definitely repurchase this, and I would actually give this a 9.6 out of 10. Definitely, this is going to go in one of the favorites or drugstore foundations favorites category. And I do like this Super Stay line. I love Maybelline products, especially their Fit Me foundations, the matte and poreless. That is one of my go-to favorite foundations from Maybelline. Compared to this one, I feel like that one has less staying power than this one. This one, I feel like it stays on longer, but I feel like their glowiness is kind of the same. If you have worn that one, you know what I'm talking about. But overall, I would highly recommend that this foundation, especially this combo right here. If you have a chance to get this SPF with this, so highly recommend it. Worked really well on 4th of July when it was really hot and I went swimming, and I wore this to go swimming, and just this, I didn't wear no concealer or nothing. I just applied this and it protected my skin, and it stayed on even after swimming. So highly recommend this foundation, but if you can try it out with this SPF, I highly recommend it. So that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you like videos like this one. Give this video a thumbs up, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye.